are joining us from Area is joining us from Nigeria, Victoria from Osun State, Rita from UK. Thank you. Keep it coming, guys. Your name and where you're joining us from. Thank you.
Every day, showers of blessing rain on me. She na money where you want, I be your fair amount, time it on. Happiness from prosperity something. I'm blessing calling. I should wherever we go. Victory when no the finish. I need 10 video. Look, you know go round. No more tension, no wala. Tori all I want.
So well there. You are connected with someone today that creates an amazing register.
Time it don't come, happiness no give, prosperity something. I'm blessing calling. I tell what call me a
One more minute. What's on this beat that has not changed so
all about me she na money where you want, I be over a motor. Time it don't come, joy don't come, happiness knocking, prosperity something. Make this love this with me for body.
It's time. How people just join, introduce yourself, your name and where you are joining us from. Keep it coming, your name and where you are joining us from. Nice. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's so nice to have you all here this evening. Such an amazing and a very promising event. It's just a very good way for you to have started your 2021. Wow. Happy New Year once again. I know you have not heard that from us here in Testify. I'm using this medium to say Happy New Year, and I wish you greater year, an amazing and fulfilling one ahead. My name is Ibro Keyakin, and I'll be your host for this evening's event. So you know what it's all about. In fact, I'm always saying that it is not even about that this is a testing event. This is more about the experience, right? This is more about the experience, and trust me, when I say you have so much to get away from this, there is so much to get away from this. So much. So today, before there's going to start, we started right away already. We have started already, actually. We know what this event is all about, which is Altar of 10X Exemplary Testers. Now, somebody's going to ask, what is the 10X all about? Does it mean that these people are, super testers? I think you know what the whole slang of 10X was last year, right? So yeah, but that is really not what this 10X means. This 10X today is talking about their years of experience. Now, don't make a mistake. In fact, from the speaker we have today, nobody has 10 years. 10X, 10 years. X stands for the years, actually. So 10 is the number of years. So the least person we have today, like when I say the least, you know, some lists are like the first or the highest. All right, so the list we have here today is like 11 years. Guys, can you imagine what it means for you to have spent 11 years in a career? Forget about that it's testing. Imagine you be an 11 years developer or 11 years product manager or 11 years project manager. Like 11 years in any career in IT is amazing. Is wow. You know, when I started reading our speaker's profile, I was like, God, how many years away am I? You know, so I'm seeing more people join. Please, you know, follow the thread in the chat section. Tell us your name and where you are joining us from so that we can know who you are and you don't just stay at the background, you know. So please feel free, chat, tell us your name and tell us where you are joining us from. Keep it coming, guys, while we continue. So, you know, so the 10 next is more about the years they have spent in testing, the years they have spent in the IT world. So regardless of the number of years you have right now, in fact, I have a speaker here that is 20 years. You know, somebody made a meme out of it, and the person said that there are some testers today that are still actually wearing Pampers when some of our speakers have started testing. And I was not asking myself, when this person has started testing, where was I? So imagine where you are right now. Oh, welcome, welcome. This is from Kent. Many said she's joining us from 3rd Mainland Ridge, Lagos. Franklin is joining us from Paris, France. Thank you, thank you. Keep it coming, guys. We have so much, like above 50 people here already. So please start telling us where you have coming from. Thank you. So, you know, I was thinking like, how many years ahead do I still have to be able to get to these years of experience? And these are not people that have just spent 10 years or 20 years in their career and nothing to show for it. They are outstanding personnel in the community of testing. They have learned from the community and they are giving back to the community. That is what really makes them exemplary testers. Not just because they have spent 20 or 30 years and nobody knows because they are not giving back to anybody, right? But the fact that they are still giving, they have given before, you know, to the testing community really makes them outstanding, because trust me, if they are not giving back, there's really no way I could have met them. So welcome once again to the 10 next exemplary testers. You know what 10x means now, and you know what exemplary, what makes them exemplary, and you know why I call this an altar, because really, when the elders gather at a particular spot, you know what it means. All right, so thank you, thank you, thank you. I know in different locations our time varies. I really appreciate for you to have joined this session, regardless the time you are. Thank you so much. All right, so the next thing we'll be going into is talking about Testify. I know a lot of people will be like, who are those organizing this event? We are actually Testify. Testify is one organizing this event. And what does Testify do? I know before this event, you must have heard a lot about Testify already, but if you haven't, this is just an opportunity for me to let you know that Testify is like a quality assurance as a firm that is registered here in Nigeria. And basically we do 3 things, which is consultancy, training, and outsourcing of test engineers. So currently, our TESCO Camp 5.0 application is currently ongoing. So feel free to tell your friend who is interested to dive into tech for any reason, don't know the way to or wants to do software testing, to go to our website to register. All right, so this is just a brief about what Testify does, and we say welcome to all of it because we have so much to keep you alive, so much to, you know, to give you, to entertain you throughout this 1 year. There's so much lined up. I'm going to just at the end of this program. So if you stay through, there is something you are aware of that probably nobody even knows about. So if you don't stay to the end of this event, you might be missing something. All right, so thank you once again. We have some people who are just joining. Please go to the chat section, tell us your name and tell us where you are joining us from. I can see Way Forward from Canada. I don't know, this one is a Way Forward from Canada and then slash Ikeja again. I don't know. But yeah, I can see Way Forward from Canada. I can see Martin joining from London, Linda from Lagos, Shegun from Lagos, Boluwadi from Lagos, Jirometu Chima from Imo State. Okay, Chima Stanley from Imo State. We have Funaya, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name well. Apologies for that. Funaya from Lagos, Kemi from London, Suleiman from Benin City. Thank you guys. Rachel Hill from Birmingham, Arjun from UK. Please keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, guys. Let's meet you. And please optimize the chat section. In fact, you know, one of the strategy I told them in the testing community today is that, in the 35 community today is that, in your notepad there, once any of our speakers draw something that touches you, please write it down in the comment section. Let's pin it, let's retweet about it. And this is not a time for you to keep quiet. You're not in a group chat where you just, you know, just keep quiet. You know, talk about it, put it on your status, let us know what you learn. All right, we have Rachel from Birmingham, okay, Okoyemi from Lagos, Abubakar from Lagos, Femi from Borno State, Temi from Milton Keynes, and Toyin from London. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so moving forward, one of the codes that stands out for us for this event is that if you want to deliver a successful career story, practice one. And how do you practice one? One of the ways you practice one is by studying from those that are already successful in their career, right? Another way for you to deliver or practice a very successful career is listening, like what you're going to be doing today, listening, studying, learning, right? From speakers, attend events. There's so many ways for you to have practiced it, right? So yeah, so many. All right, so Adeyemi said no audio. Is it just me? Guys, please, can you confirm you all can hear me in the chat section, and let's know if Adeyemi needs to check up something at his end. All right, oh, you can hear me. Oluwasegun can hear me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Adeyemi, Ayola, please try to check your audio and try and ensure that you can hear me loud and clear. Very important. You need to be able to hear me loud and clear so you don't miss any part of this session. All right, so moving forward, because I'm not going to be wasting time, I just give 10 minutes for the whole introduction and all. Thank you, guys. That you can hear me is amazing. Now, we have, guys, I feel wherever you are, you need to start clapping for our speakers because there's something amazing that happened. You know, I mean, personally for me, I like the fact that I love when people are punctual, you know, when they value time. You know, it's becoming like a norm because everybody wants to do the African time kind of thing. So when you eventually see someone who keeps to time, it becomes like, oh, wow, so I'm not the only person that people will call perfectionist with time. Mr. Soji joined us like 30 minutes before the actual start time. That is for you to see. I feel like when it comes to career, there is so much that shows that you're a professional. It's not just the fact that you have been doing one task or one job for a very long time. Everything, your maturity, the leadership skill you show, everything you display shows that you are a leader. You know, it shows you're a leader. Our speakers are joined before the start time, like before the start time. And I'm like, wait, where is everybody? You know, they are like the set of people that have been here even before 6 o'clock. So please start clapping. I want to see it in the chat section that you are clapping for them. Clap for Mr. Soji, Mr. Samson, Mr. Demola. Start clapping. I want to see clap. Type clap or use your emoji. Anyone, start clap. I'm not seeing any clap. I'm not seeing any clap. I'm not seeing any clap. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Yeah. Okay, standing ovation. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, let me see the clap. Let me see the clap. Thank you, guys. That's it. That's the spirit. Thank you. And I hope you're not just clapping for clapping's sake. I hope you learned. In fact, that's like a lesson already for today. You know, that's a lesson that you don't have to be late. There is no reason for you to be late. You're going to do something, do it well. There is no point doing it if you're not going to do it right, actually. So whatever you're going to do, please do it well. It's amazing, it's great. All right, so now our 3 speakers, you know, initially we have the big 5. The one why we just having 3. I feel like one of the things I've come to learn in during my time of searching for speakers, either in this event or in previous ANS events or in previous developers event I've attended, is that male speakers are sort of camera shy, right? All right, so the style for this event actually changed from our speakers. Initially you're supposed to get the recorded session and just come here and just play it. And one of our speakers was like, he prefers to talk to the audience. Actually, for me, I feel like that is great. I was just considering the fact that, will these people have time? Are you sure we're not going to be consuming their time? And another speaker was like, see, I will not be able to face this camera to record. It's just that I cannot face the camera, So I want to realize that, male generally, I don't want to put it generally, right? But I feel like male at times can be camera shy. So we have 3. The other 2 are going to be recording it, and I'm going to be dropping it on our YouTube channel. They have the recorded session, and I'm going to be uploading on our YouTube channel. So if I were you, I would jump straight. All right. I don't know why that is not being consistent with Zoom these days. This has already been an upgraded version. I feel that's a bug, actually. All right, so, but anyways, if this cut at any point, which I feel it shouldn't, but if it cuts at any point, just join back with the link, actually. All right, so, yeah. So if I were you, I would jump straight to the YouTube channel. I'll subscribe. Just check Testify on the YouTube channel and subscribe so that you can get notification when we have the new videos or any other video popped up. All right. Okay. So these are exemplary leaders, and what we're going to be doing now, like we are starting already. I will just take some of your time to see if we can get our speakers ready and good to go. So we're going to be introducing them, and they are going to be going up individually to tell us about their career journey, and we're going to have a panel session where we are going to have a Q&A session. I hope you have dropped your question. I hope you have. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Please, please, and please go and drop your question. Go and drop your question. Go and drop your question. If you have not dropped your question before now, please do so that they can answer it. Don't come and ask me. I don't have 10 years experience in testing, so I will not be able to answer you. All right. So please try as much as you can to go ahead to the chat section and go into the question URL and input your question so that they can get, you see, I have like 10 minutes or 5 to be able to input your questions and they'll be able to answer you. Okay. So the first person we have on our list today, guys, when I'm introducing them, for the sake that they are giving us the privilege to hear from them, just be clapping. That's like today, the only thing I'm asking from you is clapping. Clapping, clapping, clapping. All right. The only thing I want from you today is just keep clapping, keep showing them that you appreciate the fact that they are here. Okay. All right. So the first person we have today, guys. This person is, you can't like, yes, it is. So we have Mr. Demola, right? Mr. Demola Additional. You can go to your LinkedIn profile and go and check about his details, connect with him. He's gonna, I trust him to always accept your request, actually. So Mr. Demola Additional is a test consultant manager. His profile, I'll just be a brief profile. When it's his turn to speak, I guess we get to know more about him. He's a subject matter expert in testing and system quality assurance field with significant experience in building, growing, and leading high-performing testing functions on a variety of complex transformation programs. He has been leading and managing testing projects and teams since 2001. Guys, are you clapping or I'm the one not hearing? He has been leading and managing testing projects and teams since 2001. See, maybe you don't know the reason to clap. Let me give you a reason to clap. So you need to sit down and reflect where were you in 2001. So compare what you were doing, compare what you were doing then to what you was already doing after then, and tell me if you don't have a reason to clap. So please, nice. Somebody said primary one. Oh, somebody sent to my private and said I was still wearing Pampers. Can you imagine? In fact, it's the real grace of all time. Yes. So if you can remember what you were doing in 2001, and this, I'm not talking about December 2001 or February or June or those ember months. Like early 2001. Go and connect with him on LinkedIn and you see it. So yeah, he has been into testing since 2001. So I'm trying to make this up. So I'll be unmuting Mr. Demola now. And Mr. Demola is going to go ahead and tell us how, tell us, in fact, just tell us all your journey about testing without a restriction to what we want to hear today. Like over 80 people here, I don't think they have a restriction to what they want to learn today, actually. So Mr. Demola is going to mute himself. He's going to put on his video so that we can all see him and then share us his journey. Tell us what he has been doing, what he has learned, what he has experienced in his last 20 years of software testing. All right. Good evening, sir, Mr. Demola. Are you unmuted now?
Yes, I am. Good evening, Ibirunke.
Nice, nice.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can. I believe we can all hear him, right?
Excellent.
Very good. Yeah, and we can all see him. Amazing, amazing. Yes, 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 yes. We can hear you, sir. Shoot us. Yeah. All right. So, Mr. Demola, you have the floor. Tell us about your 20 years of experience in testing. Tell us. Guys, your pen and
cool. Thank you.
All right.
So, first of all, thank you very much, Ibirunke. You make an excellent MC and DJ hype man. In fact, as you were speaking about me, as you were speaking about me, I didn't realize it was me you were speaking about. That's how good you are hyping me up. But seriously, thank you very much for this, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be part of this, just simply because of what it is and where it is. Testify Nigeria based. Amazing. But we'll get to that later. Right. Yes, as you said, my name is Demola. I'm going to upset you a little bit. So yes, my first test management role was in 2001, but I was doing some testing before then. So actually, it's more than 21 years.
Guys, can you hear that?
Don't mind, Runke. So what I'm going to do, as soon as I leave this place, I'm going to go and dye this beard, so that I can tell people that I only have 5 years. But it's been an amazing journey. I'm one of the very, very few people who has the pleasure of completely enjoying what they do. So this is everything I do. Testing for me it's my hobby, it's my leisure, it's my relaxation, it's my work, it's my everything. So I'm never tired of testing. I do testing 24 hours. And as I get to explain who I am, you will understand, what that means. And the last 21 years have been a pleasure, So I went into IT intentionally, but I started out as a network engineer stroke second line support. So back in the day, we used to do something called the MCSC program. I was saying that I started out studying to be a network engineer and second line IT support, which I started. And then from that point, I started to gravitate, away from that towards software testing. And back in those days, there wasn't as much resources as we have today to become a software tester. So back in those days, software testing was off the back of development. So we had to read development books and do training that was development led sometimes. So it wasn't as exciting as it is today. So I started out with that, got my first job. Interestingly, I got my first job as a freelancer, as a contractor, as we call it. And I've always worked as a consultant stroke freelancer for the past 20 years or 21 plus years. What that has done for me which is amazing, is that it has given me the opportunity to work with many organizations, a variety of organizations, working on a variety of technical platforms, on a variety of projects, and has allowed me to have a good appreciation of the different types of software testing that we have, if we can call it that. And over the years, I have evolved with the industry. That's the most interesting. This most interesting thing about this is that I have not remained stagnant. If I had remained stagnant, I would have been pushed aside on the wayside. So as technology has evolved, as we have, as a people have evolved, and as our world has evolved, I have had to evolve with our world. And that is the reason why I'm still here today, and they haven't kicked me out. But yeah, and in those 21 years, I probably have worked on over 14 different, I've probably worked for over 14 different companies, which is what gives me gives my career the richness that it has, and gives me, of course, a lot of experience and you know, gained across different types of organizations, projects, and people. So that's me in a very, very quick nutshell. I think I probably will be a lot more useful in when it comes to the Q&A session. But yeah, that's what happened. So I have been, and I currently am, a test manager. And at the moment, I work for one of the big shipping companies here. And when that finishes, I will go on to another adventure, as they say. Aside from that, I am also, so what I really, really love doing is centered around something called Testing Academy. I have been training, so we Testing Academy is a software testing, training, and consultancy organization. And we started operations 15 years ago. We're going to be 15 this year. So that's the joy of that is for us, you know, training and creating premium quality software testers, you know, on a regular basis. So we train, we support, we consult, we also encourage and the support that is required for them to get into testing and to stay in testing. It's one thing for you to get into testing, QA is another thing for you to stay in there and to remain relevant. So, you know, that's what I do for the other 12 hours when I'm not testing. It's still testing, as you see. So 24 hours I'm testing. So you can imagine my delight when Ibironke reached out to me and said, there is a testing community somewhere. I'm thinking, hang on a minute, there's a testing community that I don't know about. And then she said, I should write something on some napkin or tissue or something and send it to them. I said, never. We're going to send it to each other face to face. So thank you, guys. That's my profile.
Wow, guys. Am I the only one saying wow? Please tell me the first three things you have learned from that very detailed but simple, you know, experience you just shared. Do not be stagnant. Like that one, I don't know who that hit, but for me, I was heated. I was given a knock on the head. Do not be stagnant. Evolve. Take hold of every opportunity. Keep it coming, guys. You have to continue evolving. Yes. Like just within his 5 minutes of speech, I've said that when you want to know a leader, just listen to them. Just within 5 minutes, we have learned 3 things, right? One, let me just say 3 to summarize it, right? First one is don't remain stagnant. Don't remain stagnant. Evolve. Seek opportunity. In fact, take hold of every opportunity as much as you can. Consistency. Yeah, somebody else said, when you leave a ship, join another ship. Keep going. Yes. Make what you do your leisure and hobby. Enjoy it. Consistency and dedication. Consistency is top notch. Learning. Guys, I hope you are jotting down something. I know it might not look like the OA for people you want to write from all those aspire motivational speakers, but to every line that is being dropped here, just hold it, hold it to your chest. Thank you so much, Mr. Demola. That was profound. I can't, you make mention of a statement and you said that it's another thing for you to just be in testing, it's another thing for you to be part of the testing. And for the fact that you are not even in Nigeria, but I feel like you are in sync with almost everything that is going on. You see, sync with everything. Even no matter how busy schedule you can be, you still find time to be part of the community. And that's it, guys. I don't know how to say it, but that you can't buy community association. You can't buy it. There's so much to gain from it. Thank you so much, Mr. Demola. That was wow. That was profound. Thank you, guys. Guys, are you thanking him? Or am I the only one? Thank you, sir. Yeah. Keep it coming, please. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Demola. That was profound. Thank you so much. All right, guys. This is a 1 hour meeting, so we are going to be moving very fast. And Mr. Demola has set the pace for us already. And the next person I'll be bringing up. The next person. Now, there is one very funny thing about the next person, the fact that him and Mr. Demola, they are like 5 and 6. Immediately I sent Mr. Demola, for him to come and join, and he told me that he wants to come and speak to us already, rather than, just doing a video recorded session and going. Then he came back and told me that, oh, he has a very good friend that he wanted to come and join, and I went to check that friend. See, guys, it was I think I learned it this week that eagle flies with eagles, right? The next person I'm bringing up, they call themselves partners in crime. Like, that's where they introduce themselves to me. Partner in crime. And I'm like, okay. Then I went to check this next speaker's profile. And guys, I'm like, see, I don't know, but I just have to meet these people, not just meeting them, but staying connected to them. See, there are people that you need to subscribe mentorship. Even if they tell you that the mentorship is 100K, just subscribe and stay there. You will go, you will evolve. So, yeah, the next person we are bringing up is, somebody already who mentioned his name, Professor SOJ. Okay. All right. His name is Mr. Soji Ononuga. I don't know if I'm correct, but that's the way I've been pronouncing him for a very long time. Today I caught the name, right? His name is Mr. Soji Ononuga. He's a program test manager at QSAV UK Limited. He's an accomplished senior test manager, a first class different from 2-1. Okay, a first class trainer, an excellent mentor, equipped with a wealth of blue chip experience in business and technical solutions across a wide range of technology platforms and industries. He's an alumnus of Testing Academy. That is where Mr. Demola is a chief there, and made the crossover into software testing in 2007. Guys, again, what were you doing in 2007? Where were you in 2007? And that's him summing up to like 14 years of experience in the game. 14 years. Am I the only one? 14 years. All right, so the next person coming up, I hope you can see him, you can see his face. Like, I feel like what he gave me a picture is actually who he is in the face. You're like Mr. Demola, Mr. Demola's picture on his LinkedIn is looking younger, but when we saw him, we know that this is, boss of bosses. And now, Mr. Soji is like equal to what is in this picture. So these people, 14 years. Mr. Soji, 14 years. Please tell us how were you able, just tell us everything we need to know about your 14 years of experience in software testing. Please tell us. I'm unmuting you now, sir. And let's learn from the partner in crime of Mr. Demola. Let's learn. All right, sir. You're muted. You can go ahead, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
I will send your check later. By the way, guys, I paid her to say all that. For me, I I stumbled into software testing. I actually studied accounting in school. I went to university in Nigeria, and I came to live in the UK, and things were difficult. And someone asked me to go talk to Demola, and I went to talk to him about this thing called software testing. Now, you see, with me growing up, I got told off a lot that I was too critical, I was too peculiar, I like things being done in a certain way. And I sat with Demola, and he was talking to me about this job that I could do, where my job was to check for defects in something. And of course, the rest was history. Yes, so just like Demola said to you, I love what I do, and I am fortunate to be like that. I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. And it is my life. It is everything I breathe. And one thing I found out very early was that the quickest way to develop and grow was to find somebody and mentor somebody, teach somebody. I take on a responsibility doing that. And when I do that, it means that if I am going to be teaching somebody, then I've got to be on the cutting edge of what I am teaching. Otherwise, it's going to be egg on my face, isn't it? So that, I think, further drove me into software testing more. And then Demola called me and said, you know what, come, let's do this thing together. And yeah, I just remembered that it's been 15 years, 14 years now, 14 years. So the answer to how I've been able to survive 14 years is I love what I do. I think that's about it with me. I'm sorry, I don't really like to talk about myself, but let's talk about testing and then I'll come alive. Thank you.
Guys, am I the only one that see my notes part is getting filled? They are not talking much. That's one thing that is amazing about our speakers. They don't talk much. And so every few lines that is being dropped here is with so much wisdom. First thing I picked from his first line of statement was that stumbling into a career path is allowed. You don't have to study you don't have to come and look for a career that fits into what you studied in school. Especially in school in Nigeria. I'm sorry about that, but you're allowed. Stumbling into career is allowed. Find a mentor. Guys, find a mentor. And when you mentioned about, looking for a mentor, when you mentioned Demola, one of the things that came to my mind was the fact that even when you're looking for a mentor, you need to be ready to be taught. You need to be ready to learn, because if you want a good mentor, you have to be a good mentee personally. All right. So yeah, he talked about finding a mentor. He talked about teaching someone. And I feel that is one thing that is amazing here, because if you cannot share your knowledge, then of what use will it be to you? That means you're just the only one. You must be the only master in the room. And he was able to share, and I feel like one of the things I've also learned is that when you're teaching other people, you're learning more, you're perfecting what you know. Wow. Somebody said it reminds him of his future self. And a lot of people are saying that Mr. Sojin looks like Akere Dolo, right? That's the Ondo State governor. So when they were like, man, are you sure this is not the governor of Ondo State? Yeah, that was powerful. 14 years. And he mentioned the last, he said, love what you do. Because if you don't even love what you do, come on, won't you be tired? Right, you'll be very tired about what you are doing. Yes, 14 years is killed through. Somebody said, never seen and heard Professor Soji so shy and emotional. Oh, I don't know about those comments. Well done, well done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that epic statement, Mr. Soji. Thank you so much. It's so profound. Guys, I hope you are learning something. Don't just come and fill up the chat section. Pen it down. Put it on your wall, on your study wall, or your study corner, or your notepad section, in those corners that you pin your notepad on the walls. Pin those things down and practicalize it. Don't just write. Don't just. These people are dropping wisdom. They are dropping wisdom. We don't need, I did this, I did that, I did it, and I now did that, and that's not. It's just a very simple and straightforward approaches that they apply. And it has kept them for 20, for 14 years, respectively. They are very good, pal. Like, even from the conversation I've seen from Mr. Demola, I'm like, okay, if you don't bring Mr. Soji here, Mr. Demola is not coming. And you can see those they are partners in crime with. Like, I don't know if you are seeing it. Can you see who they call their partner in crime? Prof and prof are partners. So I don't know what you are doing if you are a prof, and you're now partnering with somebody that is not even interested in what you are doing. Okay, so we are going to the next person, to the third person. I feel like almost everybody in Nigeria will know him because he has been a wealth of experience, motivation, speaker, community builder to us all. He has been amazing. He has been profound generally. And he's not that person, but Mr. Samson Ojo, right? Guys, are you clapping? I'm not saying clap. I'm not saying clap. Let us not rearrange this thing. Yeah, let us not rearrange this thing. I need to see clap. Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Samson is a self-motivated, self-directed software quality professional with excellent writing and communication skills. He has extensive experience as a developer, and that makes him quite an outstanding test automation expert. One of the things that we notice is that, there was a lot of people that is only tester that used to, build career and then become a developer. You need to know how to test, learn programming code, and dive into development. But the truth is that I have a lot of friends, and our boss here is like one of the people who did software development before he now dived into testing. So we are going to be hearing from him next. Why did he choose to, why did he choose to change into testing after being a developer? And of course, I know we have that mentality that developer earn more money than testers. So if this person can leave development and now come into testing, and I've stayed there for over 11 years, why that change, right? Why that change? So guys, yes, keep clapping. Thank you. That's the only thing you hold me this evening. Just keep clapping. All right, so the next person you're going to see up your screen is Mr. Samson. So Mr. Samson, you're unmuted. Just put on your video and tell us about your experience, your 11 years of experience, and why the crossing into testing.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's amazing. The issue is my video. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
And thanks for the opportunity, Princess, right? I didn't want to do this initially. And another thing is, my video is probably going to be an issue because I'm actually on the move. But let me just show briefly. There's no light where I am. I think we can just quickly see my face in the dark, hopefully. 1 minute. I'm in Nigeria, so just bear with me. I think I see a bit of me. It's a bit dark in here, right? I'm using my mobile. I'm going to switch over. I'm on the move. Actually,
we can actually see you. Actually, we can see you.
All right, cool. Yeah. All right. Thanks. So let me take the video off. And also, it's an honor to share, stage with great men and with lots of great people, great audience that we have here, right? It's going to be brief, just, as it's been. Actually started out as a developer, actually. I was writing web application, basically, using Java technology. So along the line, the funny thing is, I have a senior colleague that he's always been pulling me everywhere he goes to, right? So from where I was, just called me one morning. I said he has one opportunity that I hope I'll be able to try. I said, what's the opportunity? He says testing. I said, what is testing? So there were like a couple of a company, particularly from South Africa, came to Nigeria. They got a contract at MTN. So they wanted to be testing the MTN system. So, and I said, I'm going to give it a shot because, you know, looking at testing, seriously, a lot of software that we develop, we don't test. You know, they are not tested rigorously the way it should be tested. So they were asking me, do you know about testing? I said, I don't know, other than when I'm done with my application, and all I have to do is just, you know, be sure that it works the way it should work. So that was all they needed. So, and ever since, it's been difficult to make that complete U-turn back to development, really, basically. So, and so I started off with them as automation specialist at MTN. So we're testing a whole lot of the application. You know, and from there, I also jumped to another company called, you know, Cubase. You know, started my own Cubase smart testing consulting also. At the time, somebody also called me up for an opportunity at Osprey Zenith. I know a lot of people who know Osprey Zenith Consulting here in Nigeria. Oh, am I still audible?
Continue, please.
Yeah, so, all right, go. So, got there. So they said I should come, and I mean, the beautiful thing is you can, in testing, you can quickly start leading a team, you know, in a very short period of time, because unfortunately, there are no people in this industry. So, you know, you have a whole lot of, a whole lot of opportunity ahead of you. So I said leading team of performance and automation testing, you know, team in that company. So I worked at Etisalat, now Mobile, right? And also Paga Tech. So I was building their framework, testing framework, and all of that. You know, everything was moving smoothly. After which, I also now jump right now. So I don't want to bore you guys with so much of but there's also one I need to talk about. I actually moved to system specs as well. You know, when they found out that people are already building framework using Selenium WebDriver and all of that. So the CTO contacted me and said, like, be able to, you know, to come around. So we discuss, you know, how they can actually tap from what I've been doing. And, you know, I moved over, I was the QA manager. And the funny thing is, oftentimes I move with my team. So the CEO soon came back to me and said, I need more guys. So I had to go pull some of my team that I've been working with previously. So this is how I've been going there. So I currently work at, I'm back at MTN again. There's MTN core project, which is a group project. You know, it's an Oracle ERP project where, you know, all of the on-premise application had to move to cloud. So we're basically building interfaces and all of that. We're testing. I'm leading the automation team right there. That's a little brief about myself. You know.
Guys, you know what he said? He said that's a little brief about himself. Guys, a little brief. Do you know what he said? A little brief. Thank you so much, Mr. Sampson. That was so much. That was so much. You know, it just shows that as a software tester, I feel for me, I used to feel like a superstar being a software tester. The fact that you can do a whole lot that you set your mind to do, right? You can do so much, you can learn so much, you can function in so many platforms. And usually for those of us that are practicing software testing here in Nigeria, you know, God bless our Nigerian companies, they want you to possibly know everything possible that you can do, like everything possible, every part of testing, either security, either performance, either functional. Nigerians here, you know, we don't really know the difference. We don't really have area of concentration that much, because most companies, they want you to be good at all, you know. So he gave us so much. He gave us, in fact, from his story, I can see how you can evolve in different areas. If, like, from what he said now, I know that it's very possible for you to function in every area. You can't just be writing test case for 5 years and say you are doing software testing. All right, so that was amazing. That was profound, and that's not a little. That's not little. Somebody said Mr. Sandy is trying to be humble, or God wants to be disguising. That's true. I don't know why he's just trying to give us the technical front of him, right? He's been amazing. Thank you so much. So we are moving quickly to the last phase of this session, and here we are going to be having like a panel session where we are going to be asking them questions related to all the questions you have submitted, actually. So that is what we are moving to. 2 people raise their hand. You can send me a DM, send me a chat in the chat session, and let us know what you need to ask or what you want to talk about. So for now, for those that have been able to submit their questions before now, so I'm going to be asking the questions, and I will just let the speakers answer me in turn based on the same question, right? So the first question is, what would you tell your younger self? Your younger self. Let's start with Mr. Demola. I think it's been long we heard from him. Mr. Demola, what will you tell your younger self? Your younger self that is, you know, just starting up a career in software testing, or your younger self that had like 1 year compared to your 21 years of experience. So tell us, what would you tell your younger self? You can, oh, okay, sorry. I'm going to unmute you all now.
Yes, sorry, yeah. I was thinking, no one's ever asked me that question before.
Now we have.
What I would tell my younger self is this: make a choice of where you want to be. Okay, that's the first thing. You need to be intentional. Make a choice. Once you make a choice, okay, make a commitment. Once you make the choice and you make the commitment, then recognize that the commitment is not short term. Because make a choice, make a commitment, and then search for excellence. You can only search for excellence if the commitment you've made is not short term. You can never achieve excellence in short term. You understand? We know this from our elders in Africa. The reason why we call people wise, the reason why most of the time wise people have gray hair, is not their age that we're interested in. It's not their age that makes them wise. It's their experience that makes them wise. So you cannot have the experience of somebody who has gray hair. I'm not talking about Soju. You can't have the experience of someone who has gray hair in 3 years, if you see what I mean. So yeah, that's what I would say to my younger self. Consistent, stay there, commit to it, and be the best you can be. Every other thing that you're looking for will follow, but all the rewards of those things I've said will follow. We don't start out by chasing money, and I know that is difficult in this world, but there is nowhere in the world where the younger part of your career, okay, is rewarded with money. Nowhere in the world. So you're not alone in Nigeria by saying that we're not going to make any money if we do that. You're not supposed to make money when you're young. You're supposed to make experience. Yeah, so that's what I would tell myself. My younger self. My older self would be telling myself something completely different.
We'll get to that. Guys, can you do it? You know, in this realm we have right now, don't taste money. Focus on career building. Tell me in the comment section. Like, you hear what he said? Consistency, focus, think long term, and pursue excellence. Not you're just starting up with internship, you want to collect 500K. All right, so let's move to Mr. Saji. Mr. Saji, what would you tell younger Mr. Saji, or 1 year, or career starter Mr. Saji? What would you tell him?
In my own case, there will be a lot of things I'd say, a whole load of things. I learn every day. I think for me, it will, the most profound would probably be, because you see, growing up, I was that kid that could do anything. And because I could do anything, I did a lot of things. So I was never recognized for any particular thing. So software testing for me wasn't just a career, it was something that saved my life, because I eventually found something I could identify with, and it was natural with me, and I loved it, and I stayed with it. It's the only thing I've stayed with in my life, to be honest. So what I'll be saying to my younger self would be, find something, like Demola said, and then throw everything at it, including the kitchen sink. I am a bit of an extremist. I am a, if I die, I die kind of guy. I jump in headlong and I throw everything at it. Honey, you mentioned about money. I like money. I like it because, it just does a bit of magic, However, what I would be telling my younger self about money is that be the best at whatever you are doing, and the whole world would come and knock your door. So the full concentration is about, I've chosen something, I've committed to it, and I want to be the best at it. And then I have the whole world knocking on my door. I can name my price then, can I? So that's what I'd tell my younger self. Thank you.
Oh Lord, yeah, I'm happy you guys are writing it already. I'm not even. Let me not drag this too much, guys. Find something. Okay, like even though there is fan and AC, I'm sweating because those words are. Okay, Mr. Sanson, what would you tell the younger you? You're muted.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Just like they've all said, you need to distinguish yourself by, honoring your skill sets, meaning you have to perfect your skill sets. Try as much as possible to throw everything you've got at this. Be consistent. Try create connection and build bridges. People will know you and they will look for you. And don't ever be in a hurry, right? So, because this skill set is enormous. You have to take your time so that you're really, you're really good at it. Not like I just wanted to read for an interview or I wanted to read for an opportunity. Be prepared so that when the opportunity comes, you're ready to take it headlong. That's it. That's it from me. Yeah.
That's it. That's it from you. Yeah, that's it from him. Guys, you see that, there is something that is trending in our speakers' responses, right? And I hope you are taking note of that. They are all like, I hope you are taking note of that trend. That trend in what they are saying, that trend in what they will tell their younger self about finding their interest, about staying through, about being patient, about building consistency, about building life, right? Building your building your life. Yeah, building your life, focusing, building consistency, finding something and staying through to it. So you cannot do testing is not even something you can do for 1 to 3 years and you say you have gotten to the peak of your career. It's so much. Distinguish yourself by staying through to what you know and getting to the peak of it. Staying through to what you know and getting to the peak of it. Wow, that's profound. And we have just 3 questions. So the second question will be, what do you think has changed from when you dive into software testing at 1999, 1998 to today, to this 2020 or this 2021? What do you think has evolved in software testing? Or what do you think has evolved? What do you think has changed? Let's start with Mr. Demola. Yes, sir. Oh, you are muted again. Oh, sorry. You can remain on mute, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so the question is, what do I think has changed in software testing?
Yes, from when you started to now.
Everything. I have changed. The industry has changed. Technology has changed. People have changed. And for the last set of people that didn't want to change, COVID has changed them. So everything has changed. Nothing has been the only thing, actually, I'm going to take that back. The only thing that hasn't changed, and my guys will tell you this. The only thing that hasn't changed is this. What we say in Testing Academy. Software testing is a process. It is a repeatable process. It doesn't change. So the only thing that hasn't changed is the software testing process. Everything else has changed.
Wow. Everything
so we
about
still do
software
what we
testing
do.
has
We
changed.
still do everything else has changed. Everything apart from the process. So the technology has changed, the people have changed, the industry has changed, the country has changed, the world has changed, everything else has changed. But one thing that hasn't changed is the software testing process. Because no matter where you go in the world, no matter who you speak to, as long as that person is a software tester, if you ask them to tell you where they're starting from, it's going to be from discovery, planning, specification, execution, defect management, completion. This thing I've just said, you all understand it, and we have never met before. If I say it in Yoruba, you will understand it. If I say it in Igbo, you will understand it. It's the same thing. So that's the only thing that hasn't changed.
Wow. I think, Mr. Soji, I'm very sure you are supporting this motion, right? Or do you have an addition to this?
Some people have said that Demola and I kind of we live together and we don't, because we.
I only feel like the difference between you two is that your background changed. That's so people are together.
Yeah. The only thing I'll add to that is that we live in an ever-changing world. Everything is changed. Outside, forget testing, software testing. Everything else is changed. We are talking to each other. You are in Nigeria. Some people in. Everything has changed. And, the way we live has changed. And, just like Demola said, it's changing currently because we have in the last 8 to 10 months found out that actually it's possible for us to still run the economies, the biggest economies of the world, remotely to a certain extent. So the thing is, if we bring that back into software testing, because systems are always going to be built, systems will always need to be tested. Because changes will always be made to systems, systems will always be tested. However, because things are changing, the way we work is changing as well. Our process, however, remains the same. Wherever you are in the world, at whatever time, our process is the same. So that's the only thing that is static. Therefore, as a software test analyst, if you want to be successful, you've got to constantly be on the cutting edge of technology, understanding as things are progressing and moving, and you are progressing with it, which is why it is a certain kind of people that can do this. People who can take an interest in what they are doing, people who love what they are doing, people who are focused on what they are doing rather than the peripheral distractions. The money, all of that is secondary because naturally the world wants the best. And as I said earlier, if you are the best at what you do, the world will come knocking at your door. So that's
perfect. If you are good at what you are doing, Guys, the world will come knocking at your door. Oh yeah, please come. Thank you so much. Mr. Sampson, let's go with you. And then we go up with the third question. Mr. Sampson, what will you tell us that have changed from when you started testing to now? Is Mr. Sampson here with us? Oh, okay. I don't think he has been able to. Okay, I think I got his message. I don't think he's able to join us back. All right, so let's go to the third question. The third question is, which is what Mr. Demola almost asked himself earlier, that what would he tell is, okay, the question is like, what would you tell test leads about testing team, about how to manage testing team based on your experience? What would you tell test lead? What would you tell yourself? What would you tell your older you? So let's start with you, Mr. Demola.
Okay. Yeah, test lead. So leading is a different thing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So you have leading your project from a testing perspective, and then you have leading your people. If you're leading your people, you lead by example. You lead from the rear, which basically means you can see your sheep, they are in front of you. Tradition says lead from the front, but if you lead from the front and somebody gets knocked over by an Okada, you won't know. So you lead from the rear so that you can see everyone, because you are responsible for everyone. As a lead, you are responsible for your team. Therefore, if you can't see them, then you can't lead them. And then you have to challenge your team. So if you work for me, it's not about me giving you errands to do. No. If you work for me, it's about me making you me. Does that make sense? So when you work for me, by the time you finish, you should be able to do my job. Yes, I know that will destabilize us a bit. But
wow. Oh
that's
my
the
God.
point.
That hits me hard.
And then there is managing testing. Testing is testing. Like we said, it's a repeatable process. So we can manage testing with one hand. We know we're going to do discovery. We know we're going to do specification. We know we're going to write tests. We're going to write a test plan. We already know all that. Yes, and we can do that in our sleep. But when it comes to leading and when it comes to managing, okay, then you must put your team in front of you and you must develop them. So I'm not going to write the test strategy, even though it's the first thing in my job description. I'm going to make you write it, and then I'm going to sit with you, and we're going to keep working on it until it's good. And your name will be on it.
Your name will be on it. Your name will be on it.
Work.
That's massive, guys. Well, don't worry. I feel like a lot of you will need to go and recap. Sir, continue.
So yeah, your name will be on it, because remember, my job description, it says test lead. I don't have to prove a point. Now, you as a test manager or as a test lead, you should be judged by the quality of your team. So to be honest, you really shouldn't be working too hard if you have a good team. If you are working too hard, then it means that you have not challenged your team.
At all.
So your team must be empowered. Now, you spend a lot of time supporting them, making sure that whatever mistakes they make, you pick it up quickly, amend it, and put it back into the mix. Because at the same time, you must never produce poor quality work. So that person that has just joined the team from testing school, that's the person who is going to write the test plan, not the experienced guy that has been on your team for 5 years. No. That new person, because we need to make them write the test plan, we need to support them, 1, so that they can feel part of the team, 2, so they can be encouraged, and 3, so that they can be bold, because you want to build courage and boldness in them. So that the day you are not at work, you are not at work. Not that you are not at work, and then you are dialing into work every 5 minutes and sending 5 different emails to your team every 5 minutes. You don't need to do that. You should be able to leave work for 2-3 days, knowing that when you get back, it will be as if you were there.
Guys,
So that's
am I
what
the only one feeling hit or attacked with this?
I think you're
with
the
this?
only one feeling.
I'm not the only one. From this thing I'm saying in the chat section, I am not the only one. Ha!
Okay, people are going to
Somebody said Oronla. Because see, I need to, when we are done with this meeting, I'll need to, like, you know, bath and then listen to this whole thing all over again. Guys, that's deep. You have no point to prove. Oh, well, I don't know if my lead is on this meeting. Let her not come and say, oh, I have no point to prove. Okay, don't worry. Wow, that is profound. Well, I will allow Mr. Soji to talk so that I will not say that I'm saying what Mr. Demola said is what he will say. All right, Mr. Soji. Tell us from your own view, from your own point of view, from your own perspective.
I'm going to do what Demola and I do best. So he says something and then I second it, you know, albeit with, you know, I just sprinkle my own little thing on it. So I am with him when he said that, you know, testing is a process. That one is settled, is a constant. Now, leadership is a whole kettle of fish, a new, kettle of fish. Now, so we're talking about test, lead. I like to do that. I like to take, words and just split them apart in order to understand them. So what's different? Leadership. Now, as Demola said to you, the best way to lead is to lead from the back, because then you get to see what you're leading. So I have been privileged to see real life shepherds at work, and then when they are herding their sheep, what they do, what I noticed that they do is they use some dogs. They call them shepherd dogs, right? And the more shepherd dogs you have, the more sheep you can herd, because the dogs have been trained. So they train the dogs so that they can help them herd the sheep. So for me, it was simple. When I saw that, I got the message straight away. As a leader, you are measured by the quality first and the size of your followership. But you heard me, I said the quality first, because the quality is what makes you go to bed at night, rest, knowing that you have generals. You see, you can only become a field marshal when you have generals. If you only have brigadiers, you're a general. And if you only have majors, you're a brigadier, and on and on and on. So where you want to be is kind of naturally tied to the people that you lead. So that tells me that as a test lead, you are measured by your team, the quality of your team and the delivery of your team. Therefore, to get that out, you need to be investing back in your team. So it's back to this thing again we're saying, isn't it? Mentorship, training people, finding somebody to train, taking on someone else as your responsibility. It doesn't kill. It actually improves you. You grow. You can't call someone a father when they don't have a child. You can't call someone a mother when they don't have a child. And then the kind of father or mother they are will be dependent on the kind of child they have. And that is directly in relation to the quality of what they put into that child. So rebuilding yourself, cloning yourself, what you believe will never die when you invest it in somebody else. So this is my...
It's like you are saying that every leader should make those they are leading their self-repository. I don't know if that makes sense. What that simply means, or let me put it breaker, is that you're depositing yourself. This is where you're pushing all your knowledge, all your professionalism, your excellency into those that you're leading, so that when I say I'm a product of Mr. Demola or Mr. Soji, you should see the sample of their excellence in me. I don't need to come and prove my own excellency to you.
Funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. There is a common joke here on our side of the show in the UK. When you see testing academy graduates, you know they are testing academy graduates because they have a bit of Demola and I in them. So yeah, I've heard that before.
Succession. This is what quality means. It's not just documenting. It's not just test cases. Guys, oh my word, that was a bomb. Wow. So this guy, Ojin, has been saying is a product of both of you, and he's saying that I'm going to go and look for you, whether you're a male or you're a female. I'm going straight to your LinkedIn profile. I'm going to go and look for you straight, and I must see. Of course, there is no way. There is just no way you can be a product of those people and you are not excellent. Wow. I'm definitely going to share this recorded session with everybody in testing that I know. Everybody. My boss will have to listen to this thing. My boss, my team leads, my line managers, everybody in the office has to listen to this. This is what. Wow. Guys, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Demola. Thank you, Mr. Soji. This is profound. Guys, I hope. Oh my God. I know some of you are still trying to take it in, but this is where we have to stop today. You can't get enough of them, right? Both of them are from Testing Academy. We share testing. Check out Testing Academy in the chat section. We dropped it earlier, so I'm just Mr. Demola, please, you can help me with share. Follow them on Twitter, follow them on Facebook. Make sure you connect to them on LinkedIn. And please, I know some of us, we like to connect in a way that is not good enough, right? Don't just connect and then go and send them hi. Please, so these are leaders. Connect with them, be their follower, be their mentee, grab them, hold them. These are our own hold men. If you understand what I mean, that you can hold on to and make sure that you can get out the juice from them. They have so many amazing courses you can learn on Testing Academy. Subscribe to them. See, I'm personally going to subscribe to their platform, not because I want to learn testing from the scrap, but because I want to have the opportunity to stay around them for a while. I need to learn a lot from these two people. Thank you so much, Mr. Demola and Mr. Soji. Guys, why are you not saying thank you? Only me cannot say thank you enough. Hope you know. So please thank them, give your claps. That's the only thing. It's a free session, right? So thank you so much. The first thing you have to do to show that you enjoy this session is to follow them on Twitter, follow them on Facebook. If you follow them on LinkedIn, you get other connections. You follow them on Test Academy, Twitter, and Instagram. You will also get to be able to connect with them from there. So in every possible way you can, please try as much as possible to stay connected to them. That's a wrap for today. We are sorry we said 6 to 7, but guys, you know why we will not stop at 7 now? You know why. This is just too much a bomb. So thank you so much. Mr. Samson had to run off to attend another meeting. That's testing life in Nigeria, So yeah, thank you so much for everybody that joined. Thank you. So a very quick announcement is that Test Code Camp 5.0 is still ongoing. And we have 1.0, we have done 2, we have done 3, we have done 4, and this is 5.0. And this is like a platform where anybody that wants to dive into tech, you can just use this platform to dive into tech. You can decide to stick to tech. And I feel like anybody that listens to this session wants to stick to testing. Let your 20 years start counting. You want to stick to testing, or you would later want to dive into another area, that's fine. But just know that the application ends on the 9th of January. That's on Saturday. And expect another event coming up in February. I'm not going to tell you the date yet until I see that you have subscribed and follow us on our social media platform. You will definitely get to know the announcement. But another event is coming up in February. But the reason why I'm sharing this announcement is because I want to keep you informed. Go read, go prepare. There's no speaker next month. It's just going to be quiz, software testing, automation, different area of testing question. So prepare your Kahoots expectant.com account and be ready to answer questions. The first 3 winners, first, second, and third, have amazing prizes ahead of them. So that's it. That's it. Thank you so much, everybody. We come to the end of today's show. Or I said today's show, actually. It's today's show. Yeah, we come to the end of today's webinar. Thank you for staying through. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for learning. Thank you for coming around to even learn, right? Thank you for coming around to learn. Thank you, everybody. And that's it. And I hope you are saying thank you to Mr. Demola and Mr. Sergi. All right, thank you so much. That's it from me, guys. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye, Mr. Demola, and bye-bye, Mr. Sergi. All right. Okay, bye guys. Bye.